in a different way. You're going to be seeing things that confuse you and like make you feel like you don't really know what you're doing, even though you might be good at probably replicating what you see. But a lot of the times when you try to replicate it, you would discover that your art isn't like as good as theirs. Of course, they have like years of experience, like they probably been doing this for the past 20 years, like David Finch, for instance. But I never really got good at creating art like this with this level of shadowing. I wouldn't say I'm at this level yet, but I'm working towards it. I was just like pissed off at how I didn't understand why these shadows are here. The way David Finch represents abs, right? Sometimes it can be a bit tricky to how another artist that I like represents abs or represents like the muscles on the body, and it kept confusing me. And then what I then decided to do is that I decided to understand like anatomy proper, since I had already known how to draw things like using gestures, because to be honest, gesture is kind of like the most important thing. It's actually what is going to make your artwork look like it has flow, look like it has depth, feel more fluid, and have a little bit more rhythm. I had already understood the concept of that, but I needed to understand like the anatomy proper. So I sat down, and I'm not saying like I decided to cram all the names of the anatomy muscles, but I just needed to understand the anatomy structure and which muscle was on top of which muscles, sort of like how many muscles are around this area of the human body that are visible, that are actually going to be applicable to what I draw, so that I don't get confused. And that's what I did. I started with the head again, so I started drawing like the skull. I started drawing the parts of the nose, the mouth, so I wouldn't get confused, so I knew what I was drawing whenever I'm drawing it. And I knew like, okay, this is my weakness, I don't know how to draw this particular part of the body, and I had to focus on this part of the body to get good at it. But I knew what my weaknesses were, right? And then I moved from there. I moved to the neck, then I moved to the torso, then I moved to the limbs, the hands. I started with the arms. I didn't draw the hands yet. I started with the arms, and then I moved over to the legs, right? And then the feet. And that is how I got good, right? I wouldn't say like I'm perfect at this anatomy, but I got to a decent enough level so that I understood what I was seeing whenever I was looking at an illustration like this. I knew like the muscles that are at work, or the muscle groups that were at work, and it didn't like make me feel dumb, and I wasn't like always confused whenever I looked at muscular characters, because I do like drawing muscular characters. I do like drawing like really ripped characters.